What is up, skate rats? So recently I fucked up, which I'll explain in a second, but I told you guys my right leg has been bothering me, and I've kind of just been ignoring it a little bit when it comes to like skating. The outside of skating and around skating, I've been stretching a ton, trying to make sure that I can get rid of this as fast as I can. So what it feels like is that somebody's taking like a bungee cord and pulling it like this direction at the back of my calf, the back of my knee, and up by my butt cheek. And it's such an inconvenience. It feels so annoying. It's such like a dull feeling that it just aggravates me. Now, how did I actually mess up? Well, I spent about 2 weeks straight stretching, throughout every session stretching. If I came out and I skated, once I felt like a pump in the muscles of my legs, I would immediately stop and I'd stretch. And in my normal skate schedule, there's almost always a day off in between skating. So I did that for about 2 weeks, and I got 3 days where it didn't really bother me. And then I skated 3 days in a row. So it's 100% on me, but it came back like immediately. And through a bunch of research trying to figure out what exactly is going on, I kind of just started checking things off. Like, no, it's not tendicitis. No, it's not sciatica. No, it's not this, or this. And I kind of just landed on the size of my legs. So rewind 2 years ago, my legs were this size, but of course they had fat on them. I practically cut all sugar out of my diet. Recently, maybe the past 3 months, I've pretty much cut nearly all fat out of my diet. Now, don't get me wrong, I'll still eat a piece of cake and I'll still eat fatty things, but most part, I'm kind of just eating a high protein diet. And I'm specifically doing that to rebuild my muscles faster. But of course, the reaction to that is my muscles get bigger. So like, I don't know, I wear pants most of the time, but like, this is where my thumbs are with my middle fingers touching. This is all muscle. All of my leg has become solid muscle. There is no fat left. And I just think that it's pressing on my tendons more because it rapidly built up with the change of my diet. Downside, everything I found says it takes about 3 months to get this taken care of, and I kind of need it taken care of in 3 weeks. So on January 31st, I'll be part of like a skate and hang, maybe call it a little bit like a demo. Hopefully there's a bunch of kids there I can teach because I'd love to do that. But it's like a 6-hour event with my sponsor, K-Wizard. And I really want to show up and show out. So the only way for me to do that, I think, is to continue the stretching, but knock down the intensity of my skating. So this will be the last skate long form video for 1 to 2. Don't get me wrong, I'm still going to be doing my daily shorts and stuff like that, but I'm going to be knocking down about the 15 hours a week I skate down to probably 3 or 4 for the next 2 to 3 weeks. And I have other videos planned, like long form videos are going to come out. I need to be the adult here and tell myself to calm down, just so, because right now my leg's at about 40%. I would love to have it at about 70% when I go to this event. That would really make me stoked. So maybe I could skate for like 4 of the 6 hours and spend an hour stretching and an hour meet and greet, and you know how it goes. But enough of all that bullshit. Let's actually start skating today. So today we are learning the 5th and final trick, where I'm going to be doing this Mario McCoy setup. And thank God, because this session really started to hurt my legs. But we need to get warmed up first, and then the trick of the day is fakie front board, and then we're going to talk about what I learned about that trick. fakey front boards. They're tough. They're definitely tough. So it's one of those tricks that would probably be easier on a rail than a ledge, but it's a trick that requires like a lot of downward force, so I'd be more afraid of snapping my board. So ledge it is. Plus, I'm pretty decent at switch front boards on a bunch of things. So a heavy recommendation I would have is learn switch front board first, even though it might be mentally scarier. It's going to be a lot easier to learn that and understand how to pull the trick away from the ledge, even if you stick or rail. You know, it just kind of gives you that confidence with less effort. Now, the actual trick itself, I heard Jamie Foy say that the way he learned them was, I think Zion Wright told him that he treats it like a fakey 50-50, so pop up in, but over rotate it. To me, that really didn't work out, because on my fakey 50-50s, I lean towards the ledge. And what ends up happening is, when you lean towards the ledge, if you keep kind of like your butt right over your board, but just lean your upper back forward, you land with just your heels on the board, and those are the ones that rocketed out on me. That's what's happened to me for years trying this trick. So I figured out that if you kind of keep your upper body, like your head, kind of centered more on the board a little bit, but stick your butt out, that it works out a lot better. And then you can kind of play with your upper body to either try to push it along the ledge or just stall the ledge. Depending on how far your butt is out or how far your chest is out is depending on how well you slide, how well you stick. So the last thing that I had to learn to like really understand how to save this trick, even when things go wrong, was moving my foot. I've been putting it closer to in between my bolts so that my foot truly gets up to the nose, and that's what kind of allows me to scoop the back of it out and kind of get more of that switch front board out of it. But this trick was difficult. I understand that I'm not truly popping twice as high as the ledge, but since my nose is coming up twice as high as the ledge, it feels like that. Like it takes so much effort to get up here and then whip it. But it's definitely a trick that looks really good on camera, so even if I don't learn any variations of it, I'd be stoked to have this in my video part, even on a ledge. But you guys let me know if I missed something, if you're curious. If you want to try this, just make sure you're good at frontside half cabs first. That's definitely the first stepping stone to learning this, but definitely a fun little battle. Hope you guys did enjoy this video. It is cold in here. I shut the heat off and my phone died, so I had to charge it. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and as always, thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Have a great day, and I think the next video is going to be like a little artsy video, doing something in this corner over here. But we'll have to wait and see on that. Have a great day, guys.